Welcome back to the Retro Craptacular podcast, where each month we continue our search for the best bad movies on the planet Earth. I am your host, Aaron, and I am joined, as always, by Matt. Hello.
Hey, Aaron.
Hey, man.
Hey.
How's everything going in Toronto for you?
For me, I think it's going pretty well. Ultimately.
Nice.
Yeah. I guess for future listeners, if you're listening from far in the future, 'tis the age of COVID-19.
We're smack in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
Things really escalated quickly.
Oh, very quickly, yeah. And they still, I don't know, still kind of changed day by day, I feel like.
Yeah,
Never really know what's going to change next.
Literally 2 weeks ago, I was at an event in Vancouver for work, and they were like, maybe we'll cancel, maybe we won't, but seems like people aren't too worried about it, so they'll probably still come out. And they did, and like it went fine. So that was literally 2 weeks ago yesterday. So
Wow.
if I would have caught it at that event, I would know by now. Yeah. So it's it's crazy how in 2 weeks it's gone from like, yeah, maybe we'll cancel our huge convention to don't gather in groups larger than 10.
Yeah, it's certainly changed. And I hear what I understand over there in BC, not everything is shut down yet.
Pretty much everything is shut down. Events larger than 50 people are banned. Pretty much all restaurants and coffee shops are either like independently owned stuff are either shut down or have gone to like takeout only.
Yeah.
Like even like the big chains like McDonald's and stuff, it's like drive-through only, dining rooms closed, that kind of thing. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah, pretty much everything is shut down. Grocery stores are still open, that kind of thing. But yeah, it's pretty much like there isn't a shelter in place order on officially, but it's pretty much everyone's acting like there is.
Oh, okay.
Which is ultimately good.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. It's I mean, it makes online dating weird, but other than that, it's like pretty normal.
Doesn't it make online dating easier because you don't actually have to go out?
Yeah. But there's also not like a, hey, what are you doing next week? I usually try not to chat with someone for longer than a week if I don't plan on seeing them in person. And it's like, hey, are you free sometime maybe in August? Like,
oh boy.
Or it gets even weirder where they're like, hey, let's ignore what's going on. Hey, do you want to come over tonight? And you're like, no, that seems like a bad idea.
Of course.
There's a global pandemic happening. And they're like, yeah, but it'll be fine. Like, I've been safe. And I'm like, yeah, I've been safe too. And I'm going to continue to be safe by not going out.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So there's that. Other than that, things haven't been, too bad for me. I'm still working from home. My pilot got canceled, which is unfortunate.
Yeah,
We were supposed to shoot that
I thought
this
that'd be
week.
the case.
Yeah,
Bummer, dude.
yeah. Pretty much every car distributor has pulled their press fleet. So no one's getting press cars right now,
Burp.
which is kind of one, understandable because spreading disease, and two, like no one's reading the news other than like epidemic stuff anyways, so it wouldn't really, like, are you going to tune in to find out if the 2020 Land Rover Discovery is any good if you can't go out and buy one because the car dealership's closed? Like, probably not.
Yeah, not quite top of my list right now.
No. So yeah, it's not too bad. What I don't know, what's it like out there? Like,
Well, I mean, pretty shut down.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, lots of stuff. There are grocery stores that are open, but yeah, like that's basically it. Actually, there are a few Starbucks stores that are still open for some reason, but
Hmm.
they've removed all of the tables and chairs.
Yep.
You
I've
can't
seen
stay.
that. A lot of
Yeah.
places are doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. But I
I
mean, I am someone who loves being at home and loves being alone. So I'm in my element right now.
Oh, nice. You can help give advice for people through these times.
No, I've got no advice. I just love it. My advice is, hey, just love it.
Just love it.
And,
Yeah.
to some people, they would say, yeah, I should just love it. And most people would be like, fuck you. And that'd be understandable because they
Yeah.
don't love it.
Well, it's like even
My
last
wife
week.
is one of them.
Yeah. Well, even last week we were going to work in shifts so that like we wouldn't have more than 2 or 3 people in the office at any given time.
Oh, right.
And some people, like one of my coworkers is pregnant, so she's been working from home for a month already.
Oh,
She has the lucky she's lucky to live like right next to the station, so she kind of comes in late at night after we've all gone home and the cleaners have been through, and then she kind of gets her files to work on for the next day and transfers her finished projects and stuff like that, right? But it's weird. I've been
that's
like,
a good setup.
just going through the Starbucks drive-through every morning because I'm just like, I need to just like talk to a person, I need to like see another person. I don't see people ever. So it's like, yeah, that's kind of been my life.
Yeah, you going a
Uh,
bit stir crazy?
a little bit. I mean, my housemates, the folks upstairs are starting a garden, because food security is going to be important in the apocalypse.
Oh, yeah.
So I helped them with that a little bit yesterday. So that was nice to interact with people, and the weather is actually really nice right now. It's like a nice like 15 to 17 degrees every day. A little
Wow.
colder today. It's like 13. So it's a little chillier, but it was nice. Yeah, nice to get outside yesterday, get a little bit of vitamin D, feel the
Mm.
warmth of the sun on my face for a few fleeting moments before receding back into the basement.
That's another thing I've heard is like right now, like people are like buying up vitamin D. Like it's going to be really important to have vitamin D. And I'm like, been taking that all year.
Yeah.
Already hated the sun.
I already
So,
have. Oh, I have tons of vitamin D. I stock up on that shit through the winter because I'm like, the seasonal depression is real.
yeah, got to stay on top of that.
Yeah, yeah. But no, in terms of like going stir crazy, not too bad. Like I haven't really had to work, this weekend at all, which was nice. So I've just been like playing FIFA, trying to,
Yeah.
I phoned my grandmother, tell her to keep her 81-year-old ass at home.
For real. Yeah.
And she's like, nah, I will just go across the street to buy groceries at the supermarket there. I'm like, nope, you don't do that. You call me and I'll go do it and I'll bring it to you. I'll leave it at your door and I won't talk to you and you'll pick it up and you'll disinfect everything.
Yeah, makes sense. Have they been doing it out in BC a lot? A lot, if not all of the grocery stores here are having like when they open for the first whatever hours is seniors
Yeah.
only.
Seniors
Yeah.
only. Yep, they've been doing that. And then there's a lot of places that are delivering.
That's
Um,
handy.
and I think they're prioritizing seniors as well. So if your address is in like a 55 plus kind of community, like my grandma lives in like a gated community that
Oh,
like
yeah.
you have to be older than 55 to move in there kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, other than that, pretty much everyone, yeah, is just doing takeout, or there's a lot of places now local places that have signed up on Skip the Dishes. So that's still going on, and I'm not
Oh,
convinced that that's like a safe.
yeah.
There's one local business. Oh fuck it, I'll just call it out. He's never gonna listen to this. It's called O'Neill's. You're familiar with O'Neill's?
I'm familiar with O'Neill's and the man.
Yeah, it's run by the grumpiest dude of all time, but it's
Yeah.
kind of it's part of the experience of going there. The guy makes an amazing breakfast sandwich on this like homemade sweet potato roll that like I'm sure he's gonna like take the recipe to his grave with him. Like I'm sure he's just committed it to memory and no one else knows what it is, and like when he dies, fuck you, you don't get it. But it's basically like I don't know, the closest example I can come up with, like the soup Nazi from Seinfeld.
Yeah, no,
Is
that's
that
fair.
fair?
Like he doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily. I've never heard him yell so much, but like definitely that level of grumpiness.
Yeah, he started the restaurant because the way he tells it, I go there a lot, so he's gotten to know me and we chat. um, Me and my
Didn't he
bandmates,
like play you a love song or something?
yeah. So like me and my bandmates kind of go there like pretty much after every practice. It's a very unhealthy routine to be in. But like he was like, "Well, you guys always coming in here like like 1 o'clock on a Saturday." We're like, "Oh, we're in a band. We like finished practicing." We're like, he's like, "Oh yeah, I wrote a song," and he like goes and like gets his guitar and like this like ratty ass notebook with like 1,000 pages torn out of it, just like falling apart. And he's like, "All right, here, yep, this is it. It's called Song. It's the only song I've ever written." It's like I wrote it because I said some things to a friend of mine and I needed to apologize, but she wouldn't listen to me, so I wrote it down in a song, and I thought maybe she'd listen to the song one day. But anyways, here it goes. And he's like plays a song, and we're all like, "Oh my god, this is so poignant. What the fuck?"
Go figure.
And like totally just abandoned the cash register to do this for like
of course.
3 minutes. Just come. But anyways,
Do you
so
think
he
maybe that's why he's so grumpy?
why?
Because of this woman that he never
No,
got
no,
to
no, no,
apologize
no.
to. Oh, okay.
No, I don't think so. I think he just doesn't like people. He's like the only. Well, I talked to him. He's like the only thing that ever made me happy in life is cooking, and I like cooking. So my wife told me after I retired for the second time, you got to get out of the house because you're a grumpy old bastard. So the only thing you like doing is cooking. So why don't you open a restaurant? He's like, and that was great, and still until people started coming. So
Oh boy.
his plan now is he like put a sign on the door with the phone number on it saying like if you want to order something, call me. And then he'll like make it for you, put it in a bag, bring you the wireless debit machine, and then like hand you the bag through the door, and then he locks the door. So you can't actually get it. The open sign is on, but you can't get in, and you have to like
That's
phone
hilarious.
him, and then he'll like come out and like bring you a sandwich. It's so good.
That's amazing.
But
Oh
anyways,
goodness.
yeah. Since like every movie theater is shut down right now, so it kind of threw my whole like schedule off. Like every year in like November, December, I kind of sit down and I look at the release schedule for the year, and I look at the big movies that are coming out, and then I try and find a movie for us to watch in each of those months that kind of relates to a big movie that's coming out. But every movie theater is shut down, and every movie that's being released has been pulled from the release schedule indefinitely. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, so it kind of threw off my whole thing. I mean, I didn't have like a movie plan for March, anyways, other than watching Disney's Dinosaur.
Yeah, that was our plan, man.
Yeah, but it didn't relate to anything, and it wasn't. It wasn't important, and so I came up with a better idea, which was like everyone's going to be in quarantine for the foreseeable future, so why don't we each come up with a top 10 list of movies to watch while in quarantine? And I also I got some submissions from friends. Our friend Joel has a blog called JoelWatchesMovies.
Oh yeah. Follow him on Instagram. It's great.
Yeah. Follow him on Instagram. He's got a Twitter too, but I don't think he. It doesn't have the same following that it does on Instagram. But check it out. It's like little bite-sized reviews of movies. And so he sent me a list of movies as well. I reached out to
Nice.
some other people, but they didn't get back to me. So,
So fuck them. And
yeah, if you're
thank
one
you,
of them,
Joel.
you're dead to me. I hope you get the coronavirus.
Oh my gosh. The thing is, if they got the coronavirus, they'd be fine, right? Like
That's most of the people I
them.
reached out to were young, healthy people.
Yeah.
There's a tiny part of me that's like, man, I kind of hope I get it, because like I'll probably, like, it'll suck, but I'll probably survive, and then like I'll have developed antibodies.
Oh yeah. That's fair.
Like the
See,
amount
I'm one of those people who really shouldn't get it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I have an autoimmune disease.
Well, yeah. No, that would be terrible for you. um, yeah. Like, I looked at the stats, and it's like pretty much like very very few people in our age group have gotten it and died from it, and most of the people that have died from it in this age group have some sort of, like, they're immunocompromised in some way.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I fancy my chances if I do get it. Which is why I've also volunteered to be like my family's like gopher when they need like groceries and stuff.
Oh, that's super nice.
I'm like, I'll go to the grocery store, because if I get sick, I stand the best chance of making it through.
Yeah.
That's
fair.
Yeah. So anyways, we each came up with a top 10 list.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know about you, but I kind of stuck to a theme. Let's see if you can pick it out. But do you wanna go first?
Well, I mean, should we start with saying, like, what we think makes a good isolation movie?
Oh yeah, we could. I thought you were gonna start with saying, like, do we need to do that thing where we preface it like, this is just our opinion, and if you disagree with it, that's fine. Watch whatever you want while you're in quarantine, because you might like other movies. But like that stupid like PC bullshit that like everyone on YouTube has to do when they're talking about their opinions, so that people don't like rail at them in the comments.
Yeah, no, fuck that shit. If you're listening to this podcast, watch our fucking movies, or you're an idiot.
Yeah. Well, also, like, if you're listening to this podcast, you're probably just listening to it because you want to hear our opinions. So, like,
I mean, unless you've stumbled upon this podcast by accident,
which I think happens a lot, actually.
Oh, does it?
Specifically on YouTube, because I don't like.
Oh
put,
yeah,
like,
we're on YouTube.
I don't like put like podcast in the title. I just like, it's just the same thing that it automatically publishes to YouTube when I publish it to iTunes and all the other things. It all just happens at the same time, and so people see like, and it's on the weirdest movies. Like, it'll be like Razorback, for whatever reason, got a ton of negative like thumbs down, and then like negative comments where people were like, "Fuck you," and that was it. And I'm like, what? And it was like,
I had
bullshit.
no idea.
And there was another comment that was like, bullshit. And I'm like, do you disagree with our analysis of the movie, or like what? Like, what? I don't understand what's happening. And then someone else commented like, is this the full movie? And it's just a picture of the poster and I put our logo on it. And if you watch it, like, it's clear that it's not the full movie. So I just commented back like, obviously not. Like, so I think that people are like, oh, I wonder if I can watch Hollow Man on YouTube, and then they see it, they're like, oh shit, here it is, and then they click on it, and it's like a couple of dumb Canadians talking about Hollow Man, and they're like,
bullshit.
Yeah, so we didn't even talk about Hollow Man for very long in that movie, or in that episode. Like, the first hour was us bitching about Star Wars.
Yep.
So clearly, maybe I need to make it more clear that like this is a podcast.
No, I think it's just
publish on YouTube, but I don't know.
That people who comment on YouTube suck. Just
they're that is 100% a proven scientific fact.
Yeah, so maybe just you don't have to change. You don't have to change for them. They'll never be happy.
Anyways, age before beauty, my friend. Why don't you? Oh, you wanted to start with a yeah, your age, by the way.
Well, I sure as hell knew I wasn't beauty.
Ooh. I feel sorry for your wife. Anyways,
haven't shaved in a long time.
Oh no, dude, you gotta grow your quarantine beard.
Is that a thing? People are growing
Yes.
quarantine beards?
I am. I don't know if other people are. Fuck,
Oh, okay. All right, no, let's do it. The last time I trimmed was the last day that I worked, actually, so that's perfect.
Buttes, yeah, I think Monday, like a week ago, pretty much was the last time I shaved my neck,
Oh yeah.
and I might still shave the neck.
No, that's fair. Yeah.
It gets kind of
But
itchy, but
leave the beard part. That'll
yeah,
be
no, the beard part will
quarantine
grow
beard. Yeah.
wild and crazy.
I like it.
All right, so what do we think makes a good quarantine movie? Is that what you?
Yeah, just to like to preface the list, we're not doing these are the best movies of all time. We're not doing these are our favorite movies, right? These are movies that came to mind to watch in this self-isolation time of our
Yeah.
lives. But
Yeah.
why?
Yeah,
How
so
about you, Aaron?
what did I go for? Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I have a very obvious theme running through pretty much all of my
Okay. And
movies.
you
Pretty
don't
much.
have to spoil the theme if you don't want.
Oh, okay. But yeah, movies where you can identify with the characters because maybe they're going through a situation similar to what you are going through now. Is kind of where I went
Mm.
with my mind. I don't know. What about you?
Yeah, for me it was kind of two main points. One, although I really like yours, that was good. One for me is a movie that transports you, that really draws
Mm.
you into that world. So you're like, I'm not experiencing my world right now. Because
Ah,
while I may love my cocoon that I'm in right now, I understand a lot of people don't like being in a cocoon because it's wet
right, right.
and it's stinky, and they don't always like the kind of butterfly that they become in that situation.
Fair, fair.
Um,
Yeah. The stench is a
I forget what
problem.
I was saying. I got really committed to trying to make that metaphor work, and now I forget. Quarantine movies. Yeah, so transports you. And then I feel like probably a lot of people being pent up, they also keep their emotions pent up. So
Mm.
movies that I was kind of looking at, ones that allow you to release your emotions. This is
Okay,
an
so like
important thing.
catharsis is
Yes.
important. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Although I didn't lean into that one too hard, that was something that came to mind as like this is a good thing to have in a movie. If it makes you feel something, then it's helping, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if they were all just a bunch of fun, goofy movies, then their impact would only last for the amount of time you're watching them, you know?
Yeah. Well, another thing, and this is I left these movies off my list, but I have a couple of like honorable mentions, if you will.
Oh, okay,
This
yeah.
is this is the perfect time to watch movies that you didn't have time to watch before because they were so fucking long.
Oh, yeah, that's a good call.
I have a series of movies that I love that I like have only watched like Lawrence of Arabia is a movie that I love, but I only watched it because I got mono one time and all I could do was lie on the couch and watch movies. So I was like, fuck it, I'll watch Lawrence of Arabia. It's
There you
it's almost
go.
4 hours long. Seven Samurai is a movie like that. If you've never seen Gone with the Wind,
Oh.
throw that on. Um,
Oh, yeah, actually, I haven't seen Gone with the Wind. Now's the time, for sure.
well, frankly, Matt, I don't give a damn whether you've seen Gone with the Wind or not. This is about the listener. But yeah, so that's kind of what like I'm probably gonna watch The Irishman at some point this week because
Yep, that was the very first thing that came to mind when you mentioned that. Ain't nobody got time for that shit.
nobody got time for that shit.
Until now.
Well,
Until
exactly,
now.
because I think the fatal mistake of The Irishman was releasing that movie on Netflix. Because like if
Yeah.
if I had to go to a theater to see that movie, I would sit through the whole thing,
Yeah.
But it was like I remember I went to see Wolf of Wall Street on Christmas Eve, one time, ironically enough, with our shared friend, Tom Tom.
Oh, Tom Tom.
Yeah, he called me up on Christmas Eve one day. He's like, "Hey man, you want to go see a movie tonight? We go see Wolf of Wall Street." I'm like, "Yeah, it sounds dope." So we like go see the VIP. Neither of us know that this is a 3-hour movie, and we're just like sitting there. And we're like, by the time the movie ends, we're like looking at our phones. We're like, "Holy shit, that was a like," because I think it was a late show too. We're like,
Oh
"Fuck, that
boy.
was a long movie." But yeah, so I think the fatal flaw of that movie was releasing it on a platform where if you get bored within the first 20 minutes, you'll probably turn it off and watch The Office.
Yep.
Because you can do that in the push of like 4 buttons.
Yep.
So, I don't know. But that being said, can't leave my house. Probably going to watch The Irishman at some point. Probably also get around to watching The Witcher because I haven't done that yet. And Dracula.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I haven't seen Dracula yet either. What I really did enjoy that I just watched actually is the new season of Castlevania that came out.
Ooh, is there a season 2?
Yeah, 3 technically. The
3?
first season was just like 3 episodes, right? And then they released their first like full season, which was technically season 2.
Oh, okay. I think I've only seen the 3 episodes.
Oh, well, shit. Yeah.
Okay. Apparently I got a fuck ton of Castlevania to catch up
You got
on.
a bunch of Castlevania, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really cool. I really do like the animation style, and I really enjoy seeing something animated that's absolutely willing to be super gritty and gory. I love it.
Well, that's the animation studio that's doing Kevin Smith's Masters of the Universe.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be really cool.
With fucking Mark Hamill as Skeletor.
Yes.
Oh, dude, I fucking came when I heard that news. Fuck.
The very thought. Yeah, I got shivers. Shivers up my spine. He's going to murder that role.
Cast Mark Hamill in everything, always.
Everything ever.
Oh, that's the other thing I'm going to watch because it just showed up on Amazon Prime was Child's Play, the remake, where Mark Hamill's the voice of Chucky.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Love Mark Hamill.
Yeah,
fucking
big
love
time.
him. So good. All right.
What are Mark Hamill fans called?
Hamiltons?
That seems wrong though.
Hamilites?
Oh, we both thought of that at the same time. That's cute.
Hamheads.
Nailed it. That's the one. Hamheads.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
I like it the more I think about it.
Yeah, it's good, right? All right, let's do this. Let's get into it. You start. Number 10. What's number 10 on your list? We're counting down, right?
Yeah, from 10 to 1. And I definitely want to go first because you know movies are way better than I, so it should be your number 1 as the final thing we talk about. So, because
my number 1 is kind of cheeky, but all right, go for it.
Well, I mean, like my 1 through 10 is kind of cheeky, but actually, no, there's some that make sense. Not all of them make sense. That makes sense to me, but also anyway. I don't need to explain myself to you or the listeners.
No, you don't.
Number 10 is Holes.
All right. Why?
So here we have a protagonist taken out of his natural rhythm, out of his natural happenstance. And you know what he finds?
Holes?
Special drink. He finds a good time, new friends in new places. It's a great movie for thinking about the future and the direction of your life. And Shia LaBeouf, when he's little, is great.
Yep. I remember the book more than I remember the movie, I think. But I remember the song.
Oh, yeah.
The dig it up, dig it up, oh, what a banger!
That was another thing I did actually. A lot of these movies have songs that get stuck in your head because then again the movie stays with you throughout the day. You know.
Good, yeah. You can find yourself awkwardly dancing to it in the kitchen at some point. You know, because you've gone so insane from being with yourself for so long. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. I like that.
And the beauty of being insane is that the dancing is no longer awkward. Because you're insane and you just don't care.
You just do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Wonderful.
So yeah, that's my number 10. Holes. Watch it. If you haven't seen it, do it. But if you have seen it, I guarantee you it's been a long time.
Oh, yeah. It is for me. Yeah. I can edit this part out later. But yeah, I definitely went on a date with a girl.
And she had never seen Holes?
No. She was mad at me because I didn't remember Holes as vividly as she did. And I
Well, that
was
is
like,
some odd dating criteria right there.
and it was weird because she was like 6 years younger than me. So like, I'm like, why do
That
you
is
remember
weird.
this thing? Anyways,
Is
well,
Holes on Disney Plus? I totally forgot to check.
I don't know. It
I'm gonna
might
check
be.
right now. I want to know.
I know The Rocketeer
Search.
is on Disney Plus, and I'm planning to watch that at some point.
Oh fuck yeah,
Um,
dude! Holes is
fuck,
totally on Disney Plus. Everyone watch Holes.
nice. Get Disney Plus. Support the companies that need it the most in this dire time. Look, as a Disney shareholder, my stock singular is poised to plummet right now, so I'm hanging on for dear life. So sign up.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh
I should buy
man, I
more.
totally
I should buy
forgot
more stocks.
all of.
Actually, this is a good time to buy.
Oh yeah, why not?
Yeah,
Also, is gas way cheaper now where you are?
94 cents a liter, bitch.
Yeah, it has been going down here a lot too. Love it.
Although Ontario somehow has way cheaper gas than
Yeah, I don't understand why. Like it's so
population,
expensive to
I
live
guess.
here, but then for some reason gas is just way cheaper. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember being there, leaving Vancouver, where gas was like $1.65 a liter. And for any Americans listening, this is liters, not gallons. All right, so just times it by 4, and it'll make sense.
Yeah, yeah.
$1.65, $1.65 a liter, and then like flying to Toronto and it being like $1.08, and I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck, Mississauga? Why do you get cheaper gas than me? But
Yeah, it seems weird.
of all the things that pissed me off on that trip, price of gas was the biggest one. The second one was the lady's attitude at the airport when I had to sprint across the Calgary airport in order to get to the gate before they closed it, and she was giving me sass for not having my ID out. And I'm like, I'm not the one that delayed the flight. Yeah, okay, so our flight from Toronto got delayed because they didn't have a crew for the plane. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, so it got delayed, luckily only a half an hour, but I had to sprint from one side. We landed in like, C-37, and I had to sprint to like A-15 on the other
Oh
side of the
gosh.
Calgary airport. Like, I got to there, and I'm like, I can't breathe. I'm like coughing and hacking, and like, I'm pretty sure like the people sitting beside me or behind me like thought I had the coronavirus because I was like standing there like and like they're like pulling their shirts up over their face. This is before this was, COVID was like a big deal. But anyways, yeah. And she's like, you need to have your ID out. Like, I'm closing the gate now. We need to go. And I'm like, okay, well, you need to wait for my parents because they're running. My dad's like 62 and he's like hoofing it down. And anyways, it was a whole big. She was
Yeah.
giving me lip. I'm like, I'm not the one who delayed the plane, bitch. Okay, you need to calm the fuck down. Anyways, my number 10.
Oh no, wait,
Man.
real quick. I just want pop quiz. Can you name any of the friends, the campmates in Holes? I totally forgot their names and they're all great.
Is one of them named Doc?
I don't think so. It's not listed
Okay,
here.
then no.
Okay. I just want to run through them because it brings me joy.
I mean, I know the
I'm
main character's
talking-
name is Stanley Yelnats, which is Stanley spelled
Yes.
backwards.
Yep, it was real clever. Yeah. Yeah. He meets his colorful campmates. Squid.
Squid?
Squid. Hmm.
Not
Armpit.
squid. Oh, armpit. Yeah, okay, I remember armpit.
Yeah, armpit. You remember armpit, right?
Yeah.
Then we got zigzag, of course.
Mm.
Magnet.
Mm-hmm.
X-ray. Those two go
Okay.
together well.
Yeah.
And zero, of course.
Nice. And when you say colorful characters, you obviously don't mean anything to do with the color of their skin,
Whoops.
But-
Nope. I didn't.
but more the content of their character.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Boom.
Didn't.
Saved
Thank
it with
you.
an MLK quote. Whew.
Ooh. Thank you for doing that.
Which one was the guy that had the slightly shorter shovel?
The slightly shorter shovel? Wasn't that zero?
Maybe it was zero. Yeah, I don't know. I just remember there's one guy that had like tied a ribbon around his shovel, and he's like, nobody take my shovel. This one's slightly shorter than all the others because they have to dig a shovel's length. down.
Yeah, that's right.
And so he's like, yo, if I get a slightly shorter shovel, it's slightly shallower hole I have to dig. And it was like half an inch or something like that. But anyways.
Yeah. So good.
So for my number 10, I went with the movie Carriers. Remember the movie Carriers?
I don't. It sounds appropriate.
It's from 2009. It stars maybe my favorite Hollywood Chris. This is a big call to make, but Chris Pine.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe my favorite Hollywood Chris. I don't know.
Maybe your favorite.
It's a pretty good Hollywood Chris. You got to
I
admit.
mean, that's fair.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. A viral epidemic has wiped out most of humanity, and there's a small group, trying to get from point A to point B, and I think point B is like their beach house or something that they used to go to as kids, in California, and they're driving across the country and trying to be as safe as possible. But of course, things don't go according to plan necessarily.
Yeah.
And
Be a pretty boring movie if they did.
yeah, it would. They have all these rules that they follow, and then of course, in any movie where you have rules, the rule is if you break the rules, bad things need to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So from there, people get infected when they shouldn't have because they've, broken rules that they've lived by for, this long. And if they just stayed by the rules, they would be fine. And it's a pretty, as far as like viral infection movies go that don't involve zombies, pretty good. It was one of the movies that I referenced. I helped a friend shoot a movie where there was a plague. We did a short film called, what was it called? The Wasteland. 2 words. Wasteland.
Yeah.
I was the DP on that, but I remember Carriers was one of the things that I kind of watched when I was like trying to get myself in the headspace to do that. So anyways, that's my number 10. Carriers. Viral epidemic.
Okay. Yeah. Chris Pine.
Chris Pine. Good Hollywood Chris.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that brings us
Ooh,
to
who's the most underrated Hollywood Chris?
the
in
most
your opinion?
underrated.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because I got one. I don't know if it counts. Because I don't know if he's really got Hollywood Chris, but I would say Chris O'Dowd.
Oh, I love Chris O'Dowd.
Right?
Yeah.
So underrated. But I don't know if he really fits into that Hollywood. Maybe once he gets cast in a Marvel movie, then we can finally put him in the Actually, no. Fuck. Hold on. He was in a Marvel movie. He was the guy in Thor 2 that Natalie Portman goes on a date with.
Really?
At the very beginning, she's on a date with Chris O'Dowd. I'm like 99% sure. Maybe I'm going insane. I'm going to look this up.
That sounds amazing. Because obviously Thor 2 is one that I never watched, so I wouldn't be able to confirm. But
I watched it before Infinity War came out. I did a full watch through of every Marvel movie. And in preparation, because I was like, you know what? It's time. It's time I do the do. And oh yeah, fuck yeah, he is. He's in that movie.
Oh man,
so
that's
you know
awesome.
What? He is in a Marvel movie. Most underrated Hollywood Chris.
Chris O'Dowd. There it is. Yeah, I agree.
It's also the best part of Bridesmaids. Anyways, give me your number 9.
All right, number 9. Moulin Rouge.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
This is a fun, colorful movie. Ewan McGregor always takes me to places
love Ewan McGregor.
I love to go.
Mm-hmm.
And this is definitely a good movie if you've got pent-up emotions.
I suppose so.
Gonna let them out. Let them out, man. You would understand if you knew what crying felt like. Yeah.
I guess that's true. I hate this movie for one reason and one reason only. The editing is horrible.
Is it?
And it is absolutely atrocious. And I'm sorry to tell you this, but the next time you watch it, you will notice it.
Okay.
Baz Luhrmann as a whole, I don't know who his editor is or if he's just like a big dick that makes any editor edit poorly. But it's a movie that my technical editing professor at film school pulled out as example of some of the worst editing he'd ever seen in a major Hollywood released movie.
Oof.
And ever since then, I can't unsee it, and it's kind of made me hate the movie.
All right. Well,
But that's a small. Continue.
well, I don't think I want to now.
No, it's fine. Roxanne is a great song.
No, it's fine. I'll take out Moulin Rouge. I'll put in one of my runner-ups, and that's The Sandlot. There we go. That's a fun one.
Ooh, you're killing me, Smalls. I love that movie.
Yeah, dude. That's just like, I don't know. It's also, aside from like movies you've never had the time to watch, it's also a great time to just catch up on old movies. That's what I feel like.
Yeah, totally.
Revisit the things you love. Remember what joy feels like. Watch The Sandlot. There you
Yeah,
go.
or the Goonies. That'd be a good one.
That would also be a fantastic one, yeah.
Yeah. All right, I will put this caveat in there. If you're gonna watch Moulin Rouge, stop it after they do the final show,
Yeah, stop at 15 minutes early. Yeah.
right before she dies of tuberculosis or whatever. So
Yeah.
just feel good about yourself for a little bit, because that movie lifts you up and then it just punches you right down.
Well, again, releasing emotions. Maybe it's what people need
Yeah,
right now.
hey, maybe it's what you need.
Get
Sandlot's
a really
a
good cry.
Yeah.
Or watch The
Yeah.
Sandlot. Yeah.
Or watch The Sandlot.
All right, what's your number 9?
My number 9 is a classic of cinema. I put it in here for a pretty obvious reason. Rear Window.
I don't know this one.
It's you may be familiar with the Simpsons parody episode Bart of Darkness, where there's a heat wave and Bart breaks his leg, and he's stuck in a cast and he can't go in the pool that they invest in because there's a heat wave and all his friends are in the Simpsons backyard in the pool, and he witnesses what he thinks is Ned Flanders murdering his wife.
Oh, that does sound familiar.
Yeah, so Rear Window is an Alfred Hitchcock thriller. It's about a photojournalist who is wheelchair bound because he's broken his leg, and he takes to spying on his neighbors in New York out the back window of his apartment during a heat wave in New York City, and it follows the same plot as the Simpsons episode.
Yeah.
Except instead of murdering a ficus, as Ned Flanders ended up doing, accidentally killing his wife's favorite ficus, maybe there's an actual murder. Or maybe not. I don't know. Who knows? But it's Hitchcock, so probably. But maybe not. I don't know. I won't tell you if you've never seen it.
Hitchcock, so like almost definitely.
Yeah, almost certainly. Yeah, Rear Window stars James Stewart of It's a Wonderful Life fame. And yeah, pretty much he just sits in a wheelchair for the whole movie and looks through his camera out the window. But it's real good. Real good Hitchcock movie. And again, it's about a guy. He's trapped in his apartment. He can't leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's timely, if you will.
Maybe you'll watch it and you'll feel inspired to spy on your neighbors.
Yes. Voyeurism. This is the best time for it. I almost put the Shia LaBeouf movie Disturbia on this list, which is basically a remake of Rear Window, where he's on house arrest.
Right, yeah.
And then he's pretty sure that his next door neighbor is a serial killer. So
yeah, that one I've
also
seen, and I don't know why.
It's a good one, dude. I probably made you watch it at some point.
I probably watched it with you.
It came out when we were in high school. It was like a really good like teen thriller movie kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
I caught it on TV not that long ago, actually, and watched part of it, and I was like, you know what, this holds up. Yeah, so
good.
Rear Window is my number 9. Hit me with your number 8.
All right, number 8. It's another blast from the past. Take you to happier times and have you singing joyful tunes stuck in your head all day, and that is, of course, Disney's Robin Hood. So much fun.
Ooh.
So much fun. Great
Robin
voice
Hood and Little
acting.
John walking through the forest. Something you should not do right now, by the way. Don't go walking through the forest.
No, but you can sing about it and it'll be
You
fun.
can sing about it. I mean, maybe, but make sure you keep that 6-foot distance from other people.
Yeah. Oodle-oddle, oodle-oddle.
Yeah. Right on. Disney's Robin Hood.
Yeah, man. It's golden.
Fun thing about this movie, I didn't see it till I was like 24.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's so
It was
weird
like-
to me.
It was like a Disney classic that everyone was talking about. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys talking about this? Like, Robin Hood's a fox? What the shit? And then I watched it and I was like, oh, no, this is dope.
And Robin
wish-
Hood's a fox.
Yeah. And Maid Marian is a fox.
Yeah. But like,
Possible I've been alone for
fox.
too long. No. Disney's Robin Hood. I think underrated in terms of the Disney animation classics. Which
it's
era
almost
of
never
Disney?
anyone's favorite, but
No.
it's freaking amazing.
Which era of Disney is this? Like, do you know, like what year did it come out? Do you know?
I actually don't remember. I think it came out when we were alive, so I think. Did it? Oh, I just don't know now.
I have a feeling it didn't. I kind of have a feeling it's like from the 60s. Disney's Robin Hood, 1973.
Oh, whoops, I was way off.
We were very much not alive.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's in that weird era of Disney that people don't talk about a lot, but I think it's one of the good ones.
Oh, yeah, because, of course, it was... I remembered it was at the same time as Aristocrats, because they actually... they had some of the same voice actors, and...
Yeah.
Wasn't it also near the same time as Jungle Book?
Jungle Book was earlier. I think Jungle Book was like mid 60s, late 60s kind of thing. But yeah, it would have been around the time.
Because
Aristocats
they
is a movie
reuse
that I love.
a handful of the cells, like Baloo and Little John are basically the same character.
Yeah. That's right. Yes, that was one of the famous Disney like just tracing over cells, animation cells, to like kind of save time, but not really.
Yeah. That's okay because I love both of those movies, so whatever.
Cool. Yeah. Why'd you pick Robin Hood?
No, for all the reasons I already listed, man. So much fun, so much joy. Happiness.
Right on.
This is a big old dose of happiness that just lingers throughout the day as you got all those tunes stuck in your head.
Perfect. Well, I'm about to bring it right back to reality with my number 8, which is...
These are good lists to watch in tandem with each other, it sounds like.
Yeah, dude, one after the other. You kind of you go up and down. It's emotional roller coaster. You won't know what to feel after you're done. Oh, boy. Number 8 for me, The Lighthouse from last year. Willem Dafoe, Robert Pattinson, stuck on an island on a lighthouse together, slowly going insane in isolation.
Perfect.
Very, very good movie. And the only movie I know that exists that has, as Rick and Morty would call it, mermaid puss.
Oh.
Yeah. Spoilers for The Lighthouse. You see a mermaid's vagina. Anyways. Really, really good movie. Really, really good acting from Willem Dafoe in particular, but Robert Pattinson holds his own as well. And it's a really good kind of throwback movie. It's shot in 4:3 Academy ratio.
Oh, interesting. That's cool.
On a vintage film stock as well. Very, very cool.
Wow.
But also, it's about how isolation can be mentally damaging. And so I thought it appropriate to put on my list at number 8.
Sweet, that sounds wonderfully depressing.
Yeah, it is. It is wonderfully
Great,
depressing. That's a
great.
good way to put it. Yeah.
Man, Lighthouse 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's pretty damn good.
Pretty damn good. And it has a scene where Robert Pattinson just furiously masturbates.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Furiously.
Yeah, now I'm understanding where that 90% comes from.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Fans of
again,
Harry
probably
Potter will be pleased.
absolutely, and it's probably also relatable to people who are, stuck in quarantine for a while.
No comment. And
you,
cool.
you
I guess
you
that
took a
takes
drink
us.
right as I said that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, hit me with your number 7.
Number 7. I mean, I don't need to explain why it's on this list to you, but if you've never seen it, we do actually have an episode on it, and you can go back and listen to exactly
Oh
why
shit,
it's
dude!
so amazing.
You went to the back
Yeah,
catalog? Hell
number
yeah! What
7
do you
is
got?
fucking Roadhouse, man.
Roadhouse. Yes.
Absolutely watch
Oh!
Roadhouse
I
during
was
this
hoping you were gonna
season.
say Roadhouse. Oh, that's
It's
so good.
so fucking good. I love it. It's such a good
Roadhouse.
ride.
Oh, it's the movie where, like, if I find out someone has never seen Roadhouse, I'm like, fucking shut the fuck up. We're going back to my house right now. We're watching Roadhouse. You need to understand this. Like,
Yes.
oh my God. Dude, yeah. What a good movie to watch. I'm probably going to watch it during my social distancing period at some point. Like,
Absolutely.
oh,
It's so good.
what
Yeah, if you've never
an
seen it, it's
awesome.
just super fun ride. A lot of feels. Patrick Swayze in his element, which is without a shirt most of the
Oh,
time.
yes.
And yeah, no, just it's super enjoyable.
Yeah.
Do it.
One of the most uncomfortable sex scenes ever. And I don't necessarily
Yeah.
mean uncomfortable to watch, but like it looks like it's real uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Where he's like humping her up against the brick fireplace. Just like, "Ugh, dude, you got a bed like 10 feet. Just back it up." Ugh. Real good. Real good. It's the one that apparently Bill Murray, anytime he sees Roadhouse on TV, he'll wait until that scene and then he'll call that actress's husband and he'll be like, "Quick, turn on channel whatever." And then he'll turn it on and it'll be his wife furiously humping Patrick Swayze up against a brick fireplace. And I'm like, Bill Murray, you salty dog, you.
He's a scamp, isn't he?
Yeah, isn't he? Just loves to fuck with people. I love it.
All right, what's your 7?
Number 7 is a British horror film.
Oh.
Yes. It's not that British. Oh, I guess it's pretty British. Anyways, 28 Days Later is my number 7.
I was wondering if that was going to be on your list. I thought about putting it on mine as a joke. And then I
Oh,
was like,
perfect.
you know what? I bet it'll just be on Aaron's list. I won't bother.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. Yeah, man. 28 Days Later. It's a real good kind of twist on the zombie movie in a way.
Yeah.
But like also not too far of a departure at the same time. It's good. It's just a good horror movie. Makes use of it's an early adopter of digital video. So there's a couple scenes where they like, shut down London Bridge and they're shooting like right outside the Parliament buildings in like downtown London.
Yeah.
And it's like totally abandoned and it looks kind of weird, and that's because they had to shoot it on like very, very like comparably low quality digital video cameras because they could only shut down the bridge for like an hour. And so if you were working with like big film cameras and stuff, but that's not why I'm suggesting it. I'm suggesting it for obvious reasons. It's about the downfall of society and what happens when yet another viral epidemic takes over.
Uh-oh.
This
We're
one
all
caused
gonna
by
die.
chimps infected with a rage virus. So they're not actually zombies. They're not dead, but they're people that are infected with this virus that makes their rage levels go through the roof and they rage out and eat people. It's kind of like a precursor to bath salts, I suppose, in a way.
Oh, interesting take.
Yeah. Danny Boyle,
Yeah.
he's a prophet. He predicted bath salts before they happened.
There you go.
Check it out. Check it out. If you've never seen it, it's a good one. I like it.
Nice.
What's your number 6?
All right, so number 6, I mentioned before that one of the things that came to mind for me is really movies that just transport you into another world. And and even if it's not, like this isn't set on Earth, that's not what I mean. I mean movies that really draw you into some fantastic nonsense. And so I knew I wanted to put on this list the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Oh,
'Cause that
beautiful.
movie, it just takes you in. It sweeps you up. You're gone. You're out. It's just wonderful. It's fun. It's
great, yeah.
insane. And it's wonderful. I love it. I really do.
Good call, yeah. Wes Anderson, man. Yeah, that's probably one of my favorite Wes Anderson movies, you know. I don't love Wes Anderson the way people that love Wes Anderson seem to love Wes Anderson, you know what I mean?
I actually know exactly what you mean.
Like there's definitely a
Feels like I
demographic
shouldn't, but I do.
yeah, well, there's definitely like a demographic of people out there that just love Wes Anderson in the same way that there's like a demographic of people out there that just love Quentin Tarantino.
Yes, it's a good comparison.
These people are polar opposites, I think.
Fair,
But
yeah.
I do quite enjoy Wes Anderson's movies, and even though I'm very much aware of the tropes and the you know, the style and the aesthetic choices that he often makes, it's now kind of he's developed into, which I think is somewhat commendable. He's kind of become a parody of himself in a way, or he's able to be parodied very easily, you know.
Yes, I do. I get that, yeah. And I think it is
But
commendable.
it is somewhat, yeah, it's totally commendable, but that doesn't necessarily detract from his movies being super enjoyable. So Grand Budapest Hotel is a good choice.
So much fun. What about
Is that
yours?
your favorite Wes Anderson movie?
I think so. I find it really difficult to say what is my favorite Wes Anderson movie. I like start to think like, ooh, maybe it's this one, but maybe it's this one, so maybe it's this one. And so I usually like, ooh, I love the Grand Budapest Hotel. Maybe it's my favorite. Ooh, but I really like Life Aquatic. You know?
Life Aquatic is my all-time favorite Wes Anderson movie.
Yeah.
Very close runner-up would be Moonrise Kingdom.
Moonrise Kingdom is amazing. I think that's my wife's favorite Wes Anderson, for sure. I also
It has
really weirdly liked Fantastic Mr. Fox, though. Like,
Oh,
I don't
dude,
know what it is
Fantastic
about
Mr.
that
Fox is
movie, but
great.
I love it so much.
Yeah. Moonrise Kingdom has the most endearing boner scene in any movie ever.
Yes. It's absolutely true. Even the fact that there's an endearing boner scene is
I know.
remarkable.
It's amazing. That was the moment that I fell in love with the movie, where I was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing. This is perfect." That he encapsulated male teenage awkwardness in the most perfect way possible.
Yep.
And it's beautiful. If you haven't seen Moonrise Kingdom, check that out.
Absolutely. It's fantastic.
But also Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yeah.
Very, very, very enjoyable. Also, look up the behind the scenes of the train sequence, because
Yes.
it's not as fancy as you think it might be. All right, number 6. I took it in a different direction for this one. Now,
Would you pick Contagion?
no. Now, now you might be, you know, you've been alone for a while. You're stuck in your apartment by yourself. You might be getting a little bit frisky. You might need something kind of sexy to release the tension, because you can only log on to Pornhub so many times. So,
How many times is that, Aaron?
so many. Anyways, look, try to keep it to once a day. I think that's healthy. Anyways, my suggestion for number 6, something that's kind of sexy, kind of maybe shifting gears a little bit, kind of puts you in the mood without feeling gross. Blue is the Warmest Color. It's a 3-hour-long movie about French teenage lesbians. It's great. It's the sexy
I am not
movie.
familiar with this movie.
It's the sexy movie you need to escape your social isolation for just a minute, to remind yourself that you can find love too after this. I will say the comic book way better than the movie, but yeah, real good. Real good.
Huh. Blue is the warmest color. And
Yeah,
it's in French?
It's in French. It was based on a comic book by an artist named Julie Marot. She also wrote a comic book called Body Music, which is again dealing with sexuality and seems to be a theme that she likes to explore a lot. I recommend both graphic novels, by the way. They're absolutely beautiful. But yeah, Blue is the Warmest Color. It's about a girl in France. I think she's in high school. And she meets a lesbian at a gay bar one night, and they begin a relationship, and they fall in love, and it's a turbulent relationship because her parents don't maybe necessarily approve of her being gay, and it kind of goes on like that. And the movie differs from the comic book in a way. I think in the comic book there's a terminal illness aspect that is kind of removed from the film, but it nonetheless still a very, very good movie. So yeah, if you're looking for something kind of sexy to watch while you're stuck at home alone, Blue is the Warmest Color. Shifting gears.
I like it.
Yeah. Something to rev your engine a little bit. And you know what? It's a movie that I think both men and women will find incredibly sexy for different reasons. And I'm going to leave it at that. We don't want to need to delve into that.
All right.
It's not what this podcast is about. It's about watching crap and making jokes, but here we go. What's your number 5?
All right, so number 5, I just love this movie. I don't need to defend it. It's Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Beautiful.
I was just like, you know what? I just want to watch that movie.
It's so good. It's so good. Raiders might be my favorite Indiana Jones movie, but I think Last Crusade might be the perfect Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, if you're sitting down to watch a movie, it's almost never going to be Indiana Jones. But, like, if you are sitting down to watch Indiana Jones, you're going to watch Raiders, right? Now's the perfect time
I mean, that's
to revisit Last Crusade.
Yeah, it's great. It's got Sean Connery, which adds a completely new element to the movie. He's kind of... It's got a blimp, which is something that not a lot of movies have.
There's lots to experience, yeah.
No, I like Last Crusade quite a bit. It's probably one that, now that you've said it, I'm actually like, you know what? I might go back and rewatch Last Crusade later.
Right?
That's
why it's on my list, because that was one of the ones I was like, I should just rewatch that. Now's the time.
Yeah, it's great. It may have I don't know if it invented the trope of like sticking a pole through a motorcycle's spokes in order to make it flip over, but it definitely perfected it.
Yeah,
I'll
say.
Sure. Plus, it's got that great scene where Sean Connery shoots the tail off their own plane. Oh, yeah. And then he turns around and he's like, I'm sorry, son. They got us.
It's good.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff.
What's your number 5?
Changing gears even more. My number 5 is WALL-E.
Man, did not see that coming.
I know, right?
Absolutely.
What a beautiful movie.
Yeah.
It's absolutely endearing. It makes you feel real good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably my favorite Pixar movie at the end of the day.
Mine too. It's so transportive, especially the sound design in WALL-E. The sound design is incredible.
Yes.
And it just draws you in. Yeah.
And one of my favorite ever movie-going experiences was going to see WALL-E in the theater, probably for like the 3rd time. And it must have been like a matinee or something, because I remember there was a young family in front of me, and the little girl that was there can't have been much older than 4 or 5. And at the very end, when it looks like WALL-E is dying, and then he comes back to life, there's that spark between him and Eva.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes back to life, and the little girl kind of like pops up onto her knees on her seat and turns to her mom and goes, "Mommy, I feel so happy now." And I was just like, oh my God. god! Like, this is the most beautiful thing that's ever happened ever. This little girl just experienced the magic of cinema right in front of my eyes.
That's so wonderful. Oh my
it was
goodness.
amazing. It was
Love it.
amazing. Yeah, it's real good. Plus, it's also a movie about how Earth has been reduced to a wasteland and humanity is confined to a single spaceship roaming the universe. But that's, whatever. It's besides the
Yeah.
point.
It fits
Yeah,
the theme, but it's not the point.
Yeah, totally. Well, I did see a tweet. I think it was from Taika Waititi this week, where he said, it's like the hope is that we come out of this experience better, but in reality, we're probably going to come out of this looking like the people from WALL-E. And I was like, oh man, yeah, dude, you hit it on the head. That's what it is. We're all just gonna sit alone in our apartments and eat Cheetos for a month, and then be like, oh, there's no disease. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Good times.
Hit me with your number 4.
All right, number 4. This one does literally take you to a different world. It's a classic. Lots of people know it. Lots of people love it. I didn't pick. It is a series of movies. I didn't pick it's one specifically, but you can waste literally 24-hour period watching all of Lord of the Rings.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's tough to pick one Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
And
I mean, I'd probably pick Fellowship now that I think about it, but
yeah, totally.
But if you're just like really like you're feeling down, you hate everything, you don't want to do anything, you can just literally have an incredible movie marathon and watch them all, which some people like us have done before. And it has 2 very important things in this situation. 1, uses up a whole day. Boom, it's gone. He didn't have to deal with it. Love it.
Yep. Perfect.
Number 2, you will want to go get some fresh air when it's done, because it takes a long fucking time.
You will smell yourself after the end of the 12 to 13 hours that it takes to watch all 3 extended versions of Lord of the Rings, and you will go, okay, you know what? You need to go take a shower. You need to step outside for a second. You need to breathe some non-you air.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good call. Good call.
Help you take a moment for yourself. There you go. Yeah, that's my number 4. There you go.
Nice. Well, my number 4 is actually a bit of a cheat as well, because it's also something you could waste an entire day doing, and that is watching the entire miniseries of Chernobyl. Which is probably my favorite thing that I watched last year. Movie, TV, YouTube video, funny GIF, whatever. It's my favorite thing that I watched last year. And it's good. I think it's 5 episodes long. And they're each an hour long. So yeah, you could waste 5 hours of a day right there. And I picked Chernobyl because I think it's good to remind ourselves that things could always be worse.
I was just about to say, that's why you picked it, isn't it? Because things would be way worse than they are now. Yeah.
Because as bad as like a viral epidemic is, we're going to get through this somehow. We'll figure out a vaccine. We'll naturally evolve to be able to produce antibodies to it eventually. We'll make it out okay. The Chernobyl disaster is something that the planet will not recover from for the next 250,000 years.
Yeah.
So it's an ongoing problem. But it's just a very, very compelling miniseries. It's, like I said, my favorite thing I watched last year. If you told me at the beginning of the year that I would like a 5-part miniseries about the Chernobyl incident over the final season of Game of Thrones, I would have told you to go fuck yourself, but that's exactly what happened. Same with if you told me that I would like it better than the final chapter of the Star Wars saga, I would, again, tell you to go fuck yourself. Yeah. But no, the Chernobyl miniseries is amazing, so well acted, it's very well written, and it's yeah, just all around very, very good entertainment about maybe the worst thing to happen on this planet from like a biological,
Okay.
standpoint. Like, yeah,
All
like
right.
it wasn't intentionally caused by humans with malicious intent.
Yeah, as soon as you said it, you thought about Nazis, didn't you?
I thought about the Nazis right away. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Then
that
good
was exactly
save.
where my mind went. Yeah. So
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right.
Moving on. So.
I don't have anything involving Nazis on my list,
Oh,
which
that's
is
interesting.
it's good. I don't know. Jojo Rabbit. Watch it. Watch Jojo Rabbit. It's about a
Yeah,
girl hides
actually.
in a cupboard. You want to talk about social distancing? Hide in the walls for a while. See how you like it.
Oh, that is a really good movie, though. It is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So my number 3. Since with Lord of the Rings, I already kind of broke the not picking one exact movie in a series, I decided to just do it again for number 3 for all of the same
Perfect.
reasons. I chose the original Star Wars trilogy.
Beautiful.
And
Beautiful.
I gave that number 3 over Lord of the Rings because I just like it a bit more than Lord of the Rings. And it's just great, and it's
I don't even know if you need to justify this one with a reason why. It's the original Star Wars trilogy.
yeah. What's your number 3? Done.
You know what? I think we all learned a valuable lesson in December is that we would rather watch an entire movie full of Ewoks than experience what we got in episode 9. Actually, you know what? I take that back. We got a full movie of Ewoks, and it wasn't that good.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the Ewok movies, not the Return of the Jedi. Return of the Jedi rocks, man. Y'all need to get your heads out of your asses and realize it. My number 3 is 2004's Zack Snyder directed Dawn of the Dead.
Oh.
Yeah. My favorite zombie movie of all time. And I know it's not the classic George A. Romero Dawn of the Dead, and maybe it's blasphemy to say this, but I actually like this one better. I'm sorry, all right?
Why? Why do you like it better? Why do you think?
I don't know. I think well, for one reason, I think the characters are just a little more like relatable, which is weird for a Zack Snyder movie. But it's got Sarah Polley in it, which is awesome. Canadian queen Sarah Polley, amazing
Oh, she's
filmmaker
Canadian?
and actor. Yeah, dude.
Oh, I didn't know
Fucking
that.
Canadian royalty. Yeah. So, it's got some of the best zombie kills in zombie movie history. It's got some of the best zombie killing people in zombie movie history. It doesn't have the best use of music in zombie movie history. That has to go to Shaun of the Dead, where they're beating up zombies in sync to ABBA. But it does have an amazing montage of the people kind of just living it up in the mall to a big band, like swing jazz cover of Disturbed's Down with the Sickness,
Oh,
which is
wow.
amazing. It's like, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You mother, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You fucker, get up. Come on. It's so good. It's like a total fuck, what am I? Not Bing Crosby. Who's the other guy? Frank Sinatra. It's like a total Frank Sinatra style, like Las Vegas, like big band jazz tune, but it's Disturbed's Down with the Sickness.
I don't remember that at all. That's amazing.
It's amazing. If you look it up on YouTube, that sequence is up there. But yeah, no, it's really great.
Sweet.
It's got one of the most fucked up scenes in a zombie movie I've ever seen, where a guy's pregnant wife has been bitten by a zombie, and she delivers a zombie baby.
That's so messed up.
It's so messed up, dude, but it's awesome. It's awesome. Yeah. So 2004's Dawn of the Dead. It's also got a great scene where they're on the roof. There's a guy on the other side of the strip mall with a sniper rifle, and they're holding up cards to say, like, shoot Burt Reynolds. And then he finds the zombie in the crowd of zombies that looks like Burt Reynolds and fucking shoots him. And then they're going like, Jay Leno. And he fucking shoots the Jay Leno zombie. It's awesome. Super great movie. Also, Ving Rhames is in it, so.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Natch.
Hit me with your number 2.
All right, my number 2 movie to watch while in self-isolation. Hear me now.
Mm-hmm.
Let me explain.
Okay.
Hits all on points. Takes you out of your life into another world and another time. It's great. It makes you feel a lot of different emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely joy, but also confusion. And has a great rewatchability. Because you'll never really fully understand it. I don't think any of us ever will. And also, you watch it once, you'll be thinking about it the rest of the day. Because you're like, what the fuck did I just watch? I'm talking, of course, of Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah. A movie that will not leave you.
Ever.
No matter how hard you try.
Constant companion. And who doesn't want
Yeah.
constant companionship in this time? Watch Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. It's not the season, but it is the time.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. And also, it's only like an hour long, maybe. I don't think it's not feature length really, so you'll have time to do other stuff after you watch it.
But also, you'll be thinking about it.
Yeah, you'll be thinking about it. You'll be like, I need to run my head under a cold tap for a minute. But you'll be thinking about it.
Yeah, it is a very special movie, and
I'll watch it every Christmas.
I think everyone should watch it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. We have a full episode on it if you want us to go in depth. Just like we have a full episode on Roadhouse. If you want our full in-depth thoughts on those two films, check them out. All right, my number 2 movie
Yeah.
to watch while you're in quarantine is 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Oh, I never watched that.
Oh, well, my friend, now is the time.
Now's the time, yeah.
A pseudo sequel to Cloverfield. Mary Elizabeth Winstead gets in a car crash, and when she wakes up, she's in a underground bunker that's owned by John Goodman. He tells her that
I love John Goodman.
Yeah, dude. This is like John Goodman should have been up for an Oscar for this movie. He's so fucking good in it.
Oh,
He tells her that she's been in a car crash and he pulled her out, and that there's been an attack of some kind, either foreign or extraterrestrial. And throughout the course of the movie, she kind of learns maybe John Goodman isn't what he says he is, and maybe not everything is true. Maybe there wasn't an attack. Maybe he's just crazy.
Oh, no.
But maybe not. It's really good. Real good movie to watch about, people who are legitimately quarantined. And,
Cool.
and one of my favorite movies of the year, in the year that it came out, which I can't remember.
2016?
I think it was 2016. Is that accurate?
I think so. Let me.
It just feels like a 2016 movie, doesn't it?
It feels like it is 2016. Oh, hey.
Beautiful.
in March of 2016.
Wonderful. Yeah. And that was kind of the biggest thing against it in terms of like awards category, is it came out in March. But John Goodman is awesome. Mary Elizabeth Winstead is awesome, as she is in everything she ever does. If you don't believe me, check out Birds of Prey. Yeah, that's right. I said Birds of Prey. She's the best part of it. Also, she's in that other movie that's really awesome. Scott Pilgrim. That's the one.
Oh, yes. That movie is terrific.
So good. So good. Number one. We're down to
Yeah.
it. Now,
We've come all the way.
do we want to deliver our number ones right now, or do we want to take a brief moment and hit up our buddy Joel's list?
Ooh, yeah. Let's do that.
All right. Now, our friend Joel runs a blog, as we said, called Joel Watches Movies. It's at Joel Watches Movies on Instagram. If you find
Aptly
that,
named.
yeah, that's what he does. He watches movies, and so here's what he says. He says, okay, so I figure in quarantine, you either want to watch a movie you can empathize with because of its themes of isolation and cabin fever, or you want a complete opposite, a cozy sort of movie that transports you to a completely different world entirely.
Those are kind of our two different point of views, right?
Yeah. Oh,
that's
Joel,
so
so
interesting.
perfect.
If we just had a kid, would it be Joel?
It might be Joel. Joel, if you want to be our son, let us know. So this list is a mix.
Let's adopt a man who's older than us.
Yeah, and has a child of his own. Okay. So this list is a mix of films in one camp or the other, maybe both in some cases, in no particular order. So here we go. Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring.
Heyo.
Heyo. Robin Hood, the Disney one.
Are you kidding me? That's amazing.
No, yeah, it's on your list.
That's my son.
Yeah. Oh, making your fathers proud, boy. Little Women from 2019.
Oh, okay.
The Shining.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Ex Machina, which is an awesome movie.
That's a good one. Yes.
Yeah, you want two Star Wars actors giving you a masterclass in acting, Donald Gleason and Oscar Isaac. Check it out.
Yeah.
Especially for the scene where Oscar Isaac tears up the dance floor. Woo.
Oh my gosh.
All Is Lost, 2013, which is a movie where Robert Redford is lost at sea during a storm. And he's literally the only person in the entire movie. He's like sailing, and then like a storm hits, and then he's got to he ends up in his like life raft thing. And
oh, wow.
Yeah. Indie movie. Didn't get a lot of press. I went to see it. I was the only person in the theater.
Shoot.
At my
All
screening
is
of seeing
lost.
it. All is lost, yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. I enjoy it. Not a lot of dialogue. It's just a dude alone at sea.
Yeah.
The Breakfast Club.
Ooh.
I get it. Okay. I see where you're going with that, Joel. You know,
Yeah.
they're trapped.
Yeah.
They're in detention. That's funny.
I like
Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Come on, mate. We're in Canada. It's the Philosopher's Stone. Okay. All right. Anyways, first Harry Potter movie.
Yeah.
I'll admit it's one I have not revisited in a while.
It's really funny watching it now because they're just a bunch of little kids who suck at acting. Except for Rupert Grint, who's always been amazing. But
that was bloody brilliant. Swiss Army Man, which might be my least favorite movie of all time.
I never watched it. I was curious to, and then curiosity turned to.
Actually, I take it back.
I don't know.
My least favorite movie of all time. It's a tie between Nacho Libre and a movie called Your Highness, which both of which I admitted I never finished. I took Nacho Libre back to the video store after about 45 minutes and asked if I could exchange it for something else because it sucked.
I forgot how much you hate Nacho Libre.
After some persistence, they let me do it. Well, because it was sold to me as this movie where like it's the funniest movie you've ever seen. You got to see it. And then I watched it, and I'm like, I go back to the people that recommended it to me, and they're like, and I'm like, yo, this movie sucked. I'm like, well, you watched it by yourself. You got to watch it with so-and-so and so-and-so and have them like making fun of it the whole time. And then it'll be amazing. And I'm like, no, that's just a bad movie because it needs two people to sit next to you and make fun of the shitty movie that you're watching the entire time.
So those people just really enjoyed their experience watching the movie.
Exactly.
And thought the movie was really good.
Yeah. And the other movie was a movie called Your Highness, which stars Danny McBride and James Franco, and unfortunately Natalie Portman. And yeah,
Why
it's just
unfortunately? Should we dig into that? You wanna
because
talk about that?
she's better than that.
Yeah, okay.
She
That's fair.
she
She is.
deserved better.
It's true.
Anyways,
Man, I remember the first time I watched V for Vendetta, it was like, wow, Natalie Portman is crazy.
yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Anyways, I walked out of the theater from that movie about half an hour into it, and I went and saw Insidious instead. It was fantastic. His final movie that he recommends is 10 Cloverfield Lane. So there you go.
Oh, hey.
It's so
From
good.
each of our lists.
I know. So apt. Yeah, so there you go. At Joel Watches Movies. Check out his blog. Give him a like. Give him a follow. Send him a thumbs up. And yeah, let's get to our number one movie to watch while you are in quarantine. Matt, what's your number one?
My number one movie to watch while you are in quarantine. I expect no one to understand, because no one loves this movie the way that I do. But to me, it hits on all my points. It's got great nostalgia, lots of joy, takes you to another world, gives you so many feels, and makes you spend so much time wondering.
Is it Mystery Science Theater 3000, the movie?
No, but
dang.
That's just amazing all the time. Now is the time, people, if you've never seen it, to go watch my number one pick, and that is the animated version of The Hobbit.
Oh, yes. Yes.
It's so good. It's so good.
I love it.
I mean, I know I already said Lord of the Rings, but it takes you to those worlds. You go on crazy adventures. Weird shit happens. Plus, you're going to have crazy songs stuck in your head all day that'll keep taking you away from your own reality.
That's true,
You know?
yeah. I mean, you're not going to watch the live action version.
The plates, blunt the knives, and bend the
forks.
Yeah.
That's what Bilbo Baggins says. So carefully with the plates. So good. The other one that I get stuck in my head is down to Goblin Town. You'll go, my lad. Oh, my lad. So good.
Oh, what's the one they sing? What's the one they sing when they're like setting the trees on fire and they've all like climbed the trees to get away from the wargs and stuff?
Oh.
Is that where there's a whip, there's a way?
No, that's in the Return of the King.
Oh, okay, that's right. Okay.
That's when Sam and Frodo break into Mordor and they like dress up like orcs, and then there's the wards like, we don't want to go to war today when the Lord of the Lash says nay, nay, nay. And then they like get like pushed into the mark. Yeah, it's good.
So ridiculous.
But yeah, The Hobbit from like
that is my number
1973. Awesome.
Yeah, it's
good
fucking
choice.
incredible.
Well, my number one pick, it was the number one most popular movie on Letterboxd. It was the number one most watched movie on Netflix this week. It's never been more timely. My number one pick for the movie to watch while you're in quarantine is Contagion. A movie that I admittedly watched not that long ago. 3 days ago.
Oh wow.
It's yeah. What perfect time to watch this movie. It's strangely appropriate and accurate. And
is it accurate? I've never seen it myself.
Yeah. I mean, the disease itself is maybe not accurate, but in terms of the way we react to these sort of like global crises, I think it's bang on the money. It's yeah. I think now is the time if you've never seen it. The other thing is it's just a really well done movie. I saw it years and years ago, and now watching it again, I was like, yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. Now we should be watching it.
Yeah.
If you're wanting a movie that is like, a good representation of what you're seeing in the news cycle, I think this is the movie to watch. It's the best of the like viral epidemic movies. You know, you've got the Andromeda Strain, you've got however many zombie movies there are. This is probably the most accurate and the most realistic to like what would actually happen in a global viral pandemic. So I recommend watching Contagion.
Good stuff.
That's my number one.
That's the number one, yeah.
Yeah.
And then after you've subjected yourself to that, cool down with The Hobbit.
Yeah. I had a real hard time not putting Bubble Boy on my list somewhere. But I thought that would have been
that's a good honorable mention.
Yeah, Bubble Boy. There will never be a time where you will want to watch Bubble Boy outside of right now, so maybe give it a shot.
Oh man.
So anyways, that's I think you got 20 movies, well more with Joel's list. You got like 28 movies there that you can watch slash TV series slash entire trilogies because we're too lazy to choose. So yeah, I think give some of those a look if you're stuck at home and don't know what to do. And yeah. Anything else you wanna wash your hands, all that kind of stuff.
Like,
but
I'm washing my hands the exact same normal amount that I wash my hands in my everyday life, which is apparently the amount that you should be washing your hands when there's a pandemic. So, I'm just used to that.
Really?
Yeah,
I just find it so hard to not touch my face.
That is yeah, I do that a lot.
Like, I think if you made a game show where like all people had to do was sit there for an hour and not touch their face, and they would win $1 million, I don't think anyone could do it. I don't think anyone could do it. You could, and you obviously you put the distractions in there, right? You're like, oh yeah, like here's just go into this living room. You can watch TV. We got some books over here. There's, you can surf the internet whenever you want, and just don't touch your face for an hour, and you'll win $1 million. Like, fuck, dude. People would make it 15 minutes. I don't think.
Yep, I wouldn't even realize it.
No. I find myself doing it all the time where I'm just like, oh yeah, I'll just like go like, I'm like running away from my own hand,
Yep.
So, yeah, that's my biggest opposition or my biggest challenge to overcome in this time is not touching my face.
Mine is having to walk my dog. As someone who enjoys being inside anyway, like I still have to go outside every day because my dog needs walking. And so it's just like, now it's like I take her out and I'm just like, how much can I avoid the outside world while walking through it?
Yeah, do you guys have like a park or something near you where you can like
walk
without...
is a sort of park.
Okay.
It is a trail, essentially. Yeah.
Well, that's good.
It's a trail that is just a back alley behind houses. It's weird.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But it's Toronto, so it's like...
I weirdly know what you mean, though. Because, like, I spent a lot of summers in Ontario, so I kind of know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. But, I mean, I think, in the meantime, you can expect us to, we'll output more regularly, probably. Or at least as regularly, because, fuck, man, we were practicing social distancing before it was cool. We've been podcasting from 4,000 miles away, or however far away it is. I don't even know. Opposite sides of the country, at least.
I wonder how far it is. I wonder how wrong you are.
Probably pretty wrong, but...
Probably. What did you say? 4,000 miles?
Maybe it was 4,000 kilometers? I don't know. At the end of the day, after like 1,000 miles, does it really matter?
I guess not. I just really want to know now, though. Your exact house from my exact house. Tell me, Google. How
Are you
far
doing
is
the
that?
exact addresses? Oh man. Okay, I'm
Well, I
curious
mean,
now.
obviously this is in kilometers and not miles. But
Okay, kilometers.
interestingly, it's just over 4,000.
Kilometers?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. For that, what's the exact number?
4,331.
Times 1.6. So 6,929.6 miles. Yeah.
Which is a lot of miles.
Yeah. Cool. Well, that concludes our episode for this week. Hope everyone's staying safe. If you got, recommendations for us to watch, we gladly accept those too, because we're gonna be stuck inside for a while, it looks like.
A little bit,
So
yeah.
you can, you can reach out to us on all the social medias at RetroCrapPod or RetroCrapPod@gmail.com. Hit us up with those suggestions. We'll probably go back to a movie review kind of next week or next month. Sorry. Try and find something. Maybe we continue with the distant future, the year 2000. But that joke was from a simpler time, so I don't know. Maybe we don't.
I mean, I think it would be really fun to get like fan suggestions for isolation movies, and then we watch them, and then we just have an episode talking about those movies.
Oh, that could be good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
We definitely have time. We can watch more than one movie for the next podcast.
This has been the Retro Craptacular podcast. You check us out on all your podcast listening devices, from Apple Podcasts to Stitcher to Spotify to YouTube. Whatever you listen to, we're probably on there. If you feel like giving us a review at all, that would be wonderful. And if you feel like telling a friend, that would also be wonderful. We could use the help, if you know what I mean. See, I can do it too. So yeah, that's been the show for this week, and we'll try and get back to normal next month, and hopefully y'all stay safe and stay inside. Don't go out unless you have to, and call your grandma. She probably misses you. If you don't have a grandma, that sucks. I'm sorry. Phone your mom, phone your dad, phone your sister, your brother, whatever else is in that Christina Aguilera song. The other one. Call my mother, my brother, my sister, and my friends. Call the other. Call all your people. Tell them you're thinking about them. And until next time, keep watching crap. What? That's not the worst ending I've ever done.
It's not. It might be.